This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
And I want to welcome in here to the news at noon. I'm Lauren Casey with Todd Clausen, and a lot of you are planning your Friday, looking ahead to the weekend. Finally, Todd, so you're the man of the hour. Tell us what we can expect outside.
You know, it's been a week. We started off with record temperatures on Sunday and Monday. Then we had the freezing rain, and we've been dealing with snow showers. And right now, it's just kind of blah as we go into the weekend. Certainly more of a winter-like feel and the chance of some snow, but it's not going to hamper plans all that much. That is the good news. Here's the view outside as you look off to the west. And we had some sunshine earlier, and then the clouds, they've just filtered back in across the area. And as far as those snow showers, they were a lot more numerous earlier in the day, and they continue to push off towards the east. It's not another question that we could see one or two snow showers drift through off of Lake Michigan, but nothing substantial that's going to cause any plans to be ruined here throughout the day. But here is the big picture, and you can see the jet stream is way down to our south, and all these snow showers are just pinwheeling around. And as you look off to our west, there is more snow, and eventually that is going to arrive overnight into tomorrow morning, giving us a chance of maybe picking up close to an inch of snow in spots, and that'll be happening as you wake up tomorrow. But if you do have plans on this Friday evening, all you have to do is bundle up. No real issues whatsoever. 27 right now in Crawfordsville, 30 in Indianapolis, 26 in Richmond. Bloomington is at 31 degrees throughout the rest of the day. Mostly cloudy skies. Can't rule out the chance of a flurry or two, but otherwise we'll see temperatures top off in the mid-30s. This evening, we're back into the 20s. We'll talk more about that snow that arrives overnight coming up in just a few minutes. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. New this midday, Muncie police have arrested a man after a late-night shooting that left another man dead outside of a Walmart. This happened just after 11:15 last night at the Walmart at East 29th and South Macedonia Avenue. Muncie police say that EMS workers found Chase Woolump on the scene with a gunshot wound. He later died at the hospital. Officers say the victim had agreed to meet Justin Bennett in the parking lot to settle a dispute. Bennett was later arrested after a short police chase. Police also arrested a woman who was a passenger in his car. Also this midday, a teenager is in the hospital after he was shot by an employee while trying to rob an AutoZone store. Metro police say this happened on the northwest side at the AutoZone near North Michigan Road and West 75th Street around 9:30 last night. Police say the employee pulled out a gun and fired shots at two people trying to hold up the store. Both of those suspects ran away, but the wounded suspect was later found by police at a home in the area. He is expected to be okay, and police say the shooting is still under investigation. Today, police have not released much information about that shooting that left 4 people dead at that Northeast Side apartment. But as officers continue the search for suspects, young people who live in this area are really feeling the impact. One teen tells us that she jumped out of bed and ducked down under her window when she heard those gunshots at the Carriage House Apartments 2 nights ago. Another teen who attends nearby Phelan Leadership Academy asked school officials not to cancel classes because students feel safer there than in other parts of their own neighborhoods. She told us that her concern is that one day a shooter will miss their intended target.
Where I live at is so much going on. Like it could be 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It could be gunshots. You can be getting up ready for school. Gunshots. Like you never know. Bullets don't got eyes nor name. They could be shooting at somebody else and accidentally shooting my house at me.
The head of Phelan Academy is calling on the city to take action against this violence. If you have any information on a suspect or what led to these 4 shooting deaths, you can leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers. The number is 317-262-TIPS. If you or someone you know has been affected by those shootings, the Community Alliance of the Far East Side is now offering support. If the group cannot help you directly, they will connect you to organizations that can. Their number is 317-890-3288. You can also find more information on the RTV6 app or also at theindychannel.com. This afternoon, a truck driver charged in an interstate crash killing a mother and her young twins is scheduled to appear in court to change his plea in the case. Last month, Bruce Pollard pleaded guilty but mentally ill to several criminal charges, including reckless homicide. Lana Coons and her 18-month-old daughters died after Pollard semi-slammed into construction traffic on I-465 near the Keystone exit back in July. His change of plea hearing is scheduled for 3 o'clock this afternoon. There is not a lot of work at the Statehouse this week, but it was the end of the line for 2 bills, including one that was a priority for our governor. Our Ray Steele has more with this week's Statehouse Roundup.
It was quiet at the Statehouse. Too quiet. Like something dastardly was lurking beneath the skiff of snow. No, that's not it. What? Who are you? There's no one there. It's halftime of the session. How do you know? It's my job, sir. It's slim pickings this week because we did reach the halfway point of the session a few days ago. A couple of major bills did take a hit, however. A bill that would have given pregnant women more breaks and other accommodations at work was gutted by Senate Republicans and instead sent to a summer study committee. Republican Governor Eric Holcomb wanted this bill. Big business groups did not. Democrats blasted the decision, but they were outvoted.
We are waging war on pregnant women. And I, for one, feel very badly that is a focus and a direction that this legislative body is moving.
I don't take this lightly in any way, but I simply think it needs more time.
Also killed this week, what Republican State Senator Mike Young called his effort to end social justice prosecution decisions. His bill would have let the state attorney general prosecute crimes if local prosecutors declined to do so. It was a direct response to Marion County prosecutor Ryan Mears. He said his office would no longer pursue charges for possession of small amounts of marijuana. That bill also will go to a summer study committee. 2 more lawmakers have announced they are leaving the legislature. Democratic Representative Dan Forrestal says he will not run for re-election to his Indianapolis district. You may recall Forrestal was arrested last August after police say he was intoxicated in public and claiming to be a police officer. Also leaving, State Senator Victoria Spartz of Noblesville. She announced this week that she would be the 13th Republican to join the race for the 5th district seat in Congress. That's the seat being given up by Republican Representative Susan Brooks. Working for you with Statehouse Roundup, Ray Steele, RTV6.
Ray, thank you. Well, he is the answer to fouling and stalling at the end of basketball games. Coming up, you'll meet the inventor of a new scoring system and how it's being used to honor a legend at the All-Star Game. Todd.
And Lauren, we've been dealing with some snow showers off and on over the past 24 to 36 hours. It's pretty quiet right now, but as we look ahead to the weekend, that snow that you see off to our west, that is heading in our direction. We'll talk about the timeline and how much we could see coming your Saturday morning commute coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. You're watching the news at noon right here on RTV6.
Oscars live Sunday on ABC.
Welcome back. Well, next week is the NBA All-Star Game, and this year there will be a new twist at the end of the game. There will be no game clock during the 4th quarter. All the teams will instead play to a set score. It's called Elam Ending because it was invented by this guy right here, Ball State University professor Nick Elam. Thanks for being here with us.
It's great to be with you.
Pretty crazy. This was all your idea, right?
Right.
Talk to me a little bit about what this means first for the people who haven't heard about this.
Sure. So the Elam Ending in a nutshell is that you would play most of the game with a game clock and play the last part of the game without a game clock. And the idea is not to change basketball, really is to do the opposite and to preserve a more natural style of play through the end of every game. So there's different versions that you could use. The NBA is going to use a version where you shut off the clock for the whole 4th quarter and play an untimed 4th quarter.
Very cool. And we know that this game in particular, we're going to honor Kobe and play 24 points in addition to whatever the top scoring team is at that point. So they'll all play up to that point.
Exactly right. So, you know, normally you would try to get that 4th quarter to simulate the length of what a normal 4th quarter would be.
Yeah.
But in this case, they want to honor Kobe Bryant, so they'll use that 24-point setting. And with the scoring rate in an All-Star game, that 4th quarter might go by pretty quickly, but still, we'll see some great basketball during that time.
And there's nothing worse than all the fouling and all the time wasted at the end of the game. It just seems like it's dragging on, right?
Exactly right, and that's what the Elam Ending is meant to address, and just, again, to preserve that more natural style of play all the way through the end.
Okay, and real quick, how did you even come up with this? Or I guess, why did you come up with this?
So, I mean, I'm a lifelong basketball fan, and so it's just heartening to see all the constant fouling at the end, and then very passive play by the leading team, and just very sloppy shots at the end of the game. And really, you see games that, with very slim deficits, they're just impossible to overcome, and you get these very predictable outcomes, and so it's just meant to address all those things.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing this in action. A great idea here from a Hoosier, so thanks so much for joining us to talk about it.
Thanks so much.
All right, we'll be right back after this short break.
Useful to use.
Welcome back. In the race for the White House, tonight is the final debate before next Tuesday's New Hampshire primary. It comes after former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg won the Iowa caucuses by the narrowest margins over Senator Bernie Sanders. ABC's Trevor Ault tells us for them and the other candidates, a lot could be on the line this evening.
As the 2020 presidential race marches toward the New Hampshire primary.
Hello, Derry! Thank you, Concord!
Tonight, the top candidates are preparing to face off on the debate stage. Their first time together since the Iowa caucuses. The state now reporting 100% of the results, but the head of the National Democratic Party calling for a total recanvass. Senator Bernie Sanders and Mayor Pete Buttigieg have both claimed victory in Iowa, though both seem to be looking past Iowa.
We've got enough of Iowa. I think we should move on to New Hampshire.
I also know that we're in New Hampshire now. We got to look ahead.
While those two frontrunners could take the brunt of the attacks tonight, a big spotlight could be on former Vice President Joe Biden after admitting he took a gut punch in the Iowa caucuses.
I'm counting on New Hampshire. We're going to come back.
He left New Hampshire Thursday to head back to Delaware, pausing campaign events to prepare for tonight's ABC News WMUR debate.
The most pressure is on Joe Biden. Joe Biden can't just do well, he has to win tonight.
Tonight's also a big night for Elizabeth Warren. She's trying to swing the momentum back in her favor after finishing third in Iowa and slipping in the polls. And for Andrew Yang, Tom Steyer, and Amy Klobuchar, this could be one of the last chances to break through with voters. Trevor Ault, ABC News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
And the only place to watch tonight's debate in New Hampshire is right here on RTV6. ABC's live coverage of the debate starts at 8 o'clock this evening. Tune in for that. But before we get to tonight, we got to talk about the forecast happening right now and look ahead to the weekend, Todd.
Yeah, you know, it's not bad outside right now. It's cold, but it's the middle of February, so it's nothing really abnormal. And we've had a few flakes throughout the course of the day, even especially this morning, and a few more will be possible at times throughout the day today. But we'll kind of highlight tomorrow morning for the better potential of some light accumulating snow across the area. It's not going to be much. I'll get into it in just a second. And then on Sunday, we have a little bit of a mixture of rain and snow as this overall weather pattern remains very active across the area. Just clouds outside right now. We had some sunshine earlier in the day, and these clouds have now filled in, sitting at 30 degrees right now in Indianapolis. But here's the issue today. It's this wind out of the northwest at 17 miles per hour, and that is factoring in wind chill values down into the teens and 20s for most of us, where actual temperatures sit at 27 in Crawfordsville, 31 in Bloomington right now, and it's 29 as you make your way up into the Tipton area. And look how far this cold air goes down to the south, 34 in Nashville right now. And so there's no real big warm-up heading in our direction. Even the East Coast, where it's in the 50s, this cold air is advancing eastward. So we're stuck with temperatures today only going up another couple degrees from where they are right now, about 35 in Indy, 33 the high temperature today in Peru, 36 in Bloomington. And there's still a little bit of sunshine here on the far eastern side of the state, but the clouds will eventually win out throughout the course of the afternoon hours. And again, a flurry or two could be possible as we are in this very unsettled area across the Midwest. Here is the big storm system moving up the East Coast, but to our west, you notice these batches of snow, and they'll pinwheel through the area at times over the course of the next 24 hours. If you're heading to the game this evening at Bankers Life as the Toronto Raptors are in town, no issues, or maybe you're just grabbing dinner somewhere downtown or across central Indiana, right around 31 degrees at 6 p.m., 29 degrees by 10 p.m. This evening. Fast forward to the overnight hours. The clouds come back in. Before you wake up tomorrow morning, it'll be snowing across parts of the area. To the north, you probably miss out on most of this, so no real concerns for you. Here we are at 6 a.m. Snow is falling. It wraps up really, really quickly by 10 a.m. This is just a quick hitting, a little clipper system that's coming through. It doesn't have a whole lot of moisture with it. Some snow showers may linger into the afternoon hours, but all the accumulating snow will be with that first wave that comes through, and it's not a lot. We're talking about a half an inch to maybe an inch of snow. If you get stuck in one of the heavier bursts down to the south, maybe a little closer to an inch and a half, but then there's a sharp cutoff to the north. It's probably not going to hamper travel tomorrow morning all that much, but when you wake up and you see some snow on the ground, I just don't want you to be shocked out there. So we'll deal with those snow showers tomorrow, 34 degrees. Sunday, we bring rain showers into the forecast, a little bit warmer at 41 degrees. And then going forward in this forecast, we'll keep it in the 40s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday is probably our best chance in the next 5 to 7 days of seeing some sunshine. Lauren.
All this month, the Indianapolis Arts Garden downtown is featuring Art and Soul. It's the 24th year for their series of free concerts and shows featuring local artists in honor of Black History Month. Tomorrow's show will feature Okara Imani standing next to me. She's a singer from right here in Indianapolis. Her show is at 12:15 tomorrow afternoon. So if you guys are looking for something to do this Saturday, come check her out. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, well, talk to me a little bit about first, how'd you get started singing?
I've been singing my entire life. My family is a very musical family.
Okay.
Every Saturday we used to listen to music late into the night, dancing, just making ruckus.
Okay.
So I've been surrounded by all kinds of music my whole life. So inspiration there.
Just in your blood?
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that you're a part of this series. What's so special about this? It's celebrating Black artists or Black History Month, and what does it mean to you to be a part of that?
Well, I think it's so special because it is Indianapolis African-American artists.
Yeah.
So you get a snapshot of everything that's going on here in the Black creative community, and they feature and make space for these folks. So I'm super honored to have been nominated even. Someone had to nominate me, which makes me feel very warm and fuzzy inside.
Very, very cool. And pretty big stage. The Arts Garden can fit a lot of people, so we're hoping to get a lot of people out.
Yeah.
Okay, and is there anything else people need to know about the series? Can they just show up?
Yes, so it's sort of like a pop-up show.
Okay.
You go about your business and you pass through at 12:15 and you will be seeing us. It's also special because this year we have a theme every year, and this year's theme is the right to vote, which feels very important right now. So it's lucky that they had that lined up for us because now is the time.
All right, well, that is perfect timing, and we want to hear from you and want to hear you singing. We have all the info on the bottom of your screen in case you forget when and where this is all happening, but I'll let you take the stage.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming in.
As I lay together with you, oh, the plans I've made before I set eyes on you, lists innumerable, but imagining won't make me feel
Day. Welcome back. The Pacers get another crack at the Toronto Raptors tonight. They'll be trying to get revenge for Wednesday's loss in Toronto. Some good news possibly for the Pacers. It looks like TJ Warren could return to the lineup. He's missed the last 2 games with a concussion, but we're told that he's passed 2 of the 4 concussion protocol phases. Tonight's game tips off at 8 o'clock at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. If you're heading out to the game, Todd, what do folks need to know?
You know, just bundle up. It's going to be chilly with temperatures right around freezing as you walk in after a high of 34. Mostly cloudy skies. Could see a flurry today. Tomorrow morning, there's a quick shot of a little bit of light snow. Generally, probably less than an inch in most locations. And to the north, probably hardly anything at all. But it'll happen while you're sleeping. When you wake up, the snow will be falling. It's out of here by 10 a.m., so you can carry on with any additional plans Saturday afternoon. And then rain showers in the forecast Sunday and Monday with temperatures in the 40s.
Todd, thank you, and thank you for joining us and making RTV6 your choice for news. You can come back tonight to join us for the news at 5 o'clock. We hope you have a great Friday and a great weekend.